Good morning. I hope you can hear me this morning. It has been an interesting week. Very busy, very fulfilling, lots of fun stuff going on. But definitely it's been a week, and with the holidays, I hope that this broadcast finds everyone well. More than likely, everyone's returning back to work after the 4th of July weekend. I hope everybody had a good, restful, fun, fulfilling weekend. I am tired. Give me a minute here. Get some coffee in me. And normally that's a segue. If you enjoy what I'm doing, if you enjoy my work, you can always buy me a cup of coffee at Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Or, no, Buy Me a Coffee, not Buy Me a Cup of Coffee. Buy Me a Coffee / Chain Reaction. And there you can donate 5, 10, 15, 20, $1 million to help this rascally artist continue down the art lane and doing whatever it is that I do. I'm going to give it a moment to warm up for those of you who are watching this after the fact. I'm just kind of letting people filter into the feed and the stream and kind of generally get this day going. I am going to be working on 2D art today. I have a convention coming up, Tucson Comic-Con, oddly enough, in September, and one of the things I want to debut is Battle Badges. Battle Badges is a game that's been around for a long time, but disappeared into the annals of time. And I've been given permission to bring it back to life, and so that's what I'm doing. Today I'm working on the backer cards that'll go inside the bags that will protect the rule books and show off the badges. And I'll explain what Battle Badges is here in a little bit. And then I'm going to be working on some of the extended characters. What did I call them? I didn't call them advanced. I called them something else. And I've done the rule books. I've done 90% of what needs to be done. Expansion characters. So, and I'll get into this as we get more people into the stream this morning. I expect people to be dragging their butts, like I said, because it is a 3-day weekend and everyone's just trying to get back into the grind of reading all their emails and just trying to get back into the swing of a fairly significantly shortened, but still a shorter weekday. So, yeah, we're going to kind of get out of here. It's going to be quiet in here tonight. Or tonight. Tonight for me, morning for you. That's the problem with working nights, is that you are 12 hours displaced. So for me, this is still Monday. For you, this is Tuesday. So that is a very significant shift in mindsets. And then, of course, I'm 12 hours off from that. So, yeah. Just pretend I'm from Australia and I'm on a different hemisphere of thought. All right. I have been messing around with these backer cards like I was telling you, and I'm just going to kind of dink at a couple of odds and ends here and just kind of make sure it's what I want. But then I have a character that I want to do, one of the expansion characters, and I think it'll be a little air wizard. I've already got a sketch done up. He's done it to 3/4, and I kind of need him kind of flat on. So I've split the image in half, and I'll be drawing one half, and hopefully when I mirror it, it'll look good. We'll see. In the meantime, though, I'm going to flip over to here. This is the part of the packaging that I'm working on here. And it's bright and shiny, and hopefully it'll catch lots of attention. But I also want to make sure it has everything I want on here. I want to make sure it says what I want it to say. I might get some input from you guys, but I'm going to be working with the sword a little bit, just kind of playing around with the effect. I believe this is the layer. Yep. And I want to play around with this effect right here a little bit, because it's not popping quite the way I want. Part of that's where I've got it. Part of it's how I've set this effect up. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit. Good morning to whoever is watching. I hope that you are well. And I'm just going to be doing some 2D work. I'm giving Onslow just a little bit of a rest. He is a fun project. He's a personal project. And we'll get back to rigging him and doing some other things with him. Today I just kind of wanted to take a mental break and work on some 2D art. So that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to copy this. I'm going to go ahead and create another layer. Paste where we got it. And this will give it some more bling bling. Go with a 3 on that so we can see the star a little bit more. And if I'm a little quiet, let me know and I can speak up. Or if you have questions on what I'm doing, you know, that's also part of this process. Let me know and I can explain better what I'm doing. Right now, do I just have it as solid? What's about to you? Yes, you are. Not nuanced as I wanted you to be. There's that. And let's make you a 6. No, I don't like you at 6. Let's make you 4. Just a little bling. Let's lock you guys. And then insert another layer. And we're going to grab a brush. And I don't know how big the brush is. But ooh, too big. So let's bring that down just a little bit. Bing. Maybe a bing there. Bring it down quite a bit. And a little pink. Maybe a little bit bigger. Just a little. Yeah, just a little bling. Let's see how that looks. Hey, I have 2 viewers. Hey guys, I hope this finds you well. We're just gonna mess around a little bit today. So, and we'll be doing some character art. I'm just kind of messing around with this right now. I think we want to a little. Nope. Did I miss? I did. Back out to here. There we go. And brush. A little pink. I do like that. I think it needs to be just a little bit bigger. Not that big. And let's go pink. There we go. Little pink. Pink. Just kind of break it up just a little bit. Not enough that anyone's really going to notice, just me. I can make this a little bit bigger. Because it's going to be... Oop, that's way too big. Way too big. There we go. And just kind of messing around. Kind of make it look shiny. Need it to be shiny. And lock that down. See how this looks as a whole. Cross my arms like I know what I'm doing and stare at it. So the big blue area is where, so this whole thing's designed to be printed and then folded and then inserted into the bag. This badge will sit where this blue circle is. That is roughly the size of this badge. I think at this point it might just be a hair bigger. And then the rules go inside, so did you get all this information on the back, and kind of gives me a way to insert other things like rule erratas. Is that how it's pronounced? Not sure. Or other information that can go inside the card. I can also print things on the inside of the card if I choose. Don't think there's too much more to be said, other than maybe a little silly cartoon in there. So, what is Battle Badges? What is Battle Badges? Well, let's come over here to the live, and I have a Battle Badge. Although, it is ridiculously shiny if I try to shine it straight at the camera, so I have to kind of do it offset. And what you here, let's make this easy. File, open. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm loading a file. No, I don't think that's what I'm after. This is what I'm after. And the one I'm holding is nature, and I'll explain how that is. Let's make sure nature's there. So I'm going to flip over to this board here. So this is what a badge looks like. And real fast for the camera, here's the actual badge, really shiny, too shiny to actually be useful. Whoop. So we're going to come over to here. The badge is divided into 4 quadrants. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 in these inner quadrants. Then you have your element ring, which is this green ring right now on this character. Let's see, let's bring up another one. File, open. Let's bring up fire. And let's bring up ice. Uh-oh, we lost a viewer. Oh no, viewer down, viewer down. It wasn't as interesting as they thought it was going to be. Apparently they like 3D more. So this is the ice, this is fire, and this is nature. And it's so denoted by the colors of these inner rings. You'll also notice that this gobbledygook on the outside changes colors too, and that is your health bar. So you have a health bar, and as such you have a magnet. Let's come back over to here. So as you can see on the other screen, there was a health bar, and on the back of the badge are some magnets, and in this case this is your health magnet. There we go. Let's put it on there correctly. So that's your health magnet. So coming back over to here. So your health magnet would go and start the game right here. And as you play the game, you'll get damage and lose health. And so the health magnet will move a number of spaces, depending on how badly damaged you are, around your badge until you get to the skull, at which point you have lost the combat. And how do you do combat? Well, I'm glad you asked. Not that you did. Let's come back over to here. You also have, these are prototypes, so these are the wrong color, but I think these are the right shapes for this character. You have a sword, and you have a shield. And what you do is when you're in a combat with somebody, you're probably wearing your badge. Because this is designed for you to roam around like a convention center or school or even a Renaissance fair. And you're wearing your badge. And you're walking around. Normally, your magnets are kept on the back of your badge. So you're walking around with a badge. And somebody else walking around with the badge will see the badge and decide, hey, I'm going to challenge you to a combat. And they'll walk up and give you the secret signal. Whatever. I challenge you. Make it up as you go. You then take your heart and you put it in the appropriate spot. You would do this on your chest, and then you would cover your badge. And then you would decide where on your badge you're going to put your sword and your shield. Cover it up. You make sure those are on there correctly. You cover it up. And then when you guys are ready, 1, 2, 3, and you reveal your badge. Now, if your sword, come over to here, hits an open spot on your opponent's badge, then you've done damage. If your sword hits their shield, let's say you decided to attack down here and they have their shield down here, well, then they've blocked your shot. And if 2 swords hit, that's where this green or this inner ring comes in. There is a hierarchy, rock, paper, scissors, to the game. And I believe it is red. Red defeats blue. Blue defeats green. Green defeats red. So if my opponent is a red and I'm a green, nothing happens. The swords block each other. However, if my opponent was blue and I'm green, then the blue sword does damage to me. And if my opponent was green and I'm green, then again, just like red and green, actually no, if my opponent's red and I'm green, I defeat red. Green defeats red. So if my opponent is red and we hit swords, then I do a point of damage to the red person, whereas the blue person would do a point of damage to me. Sorry. Still waking up from a long night's shift. So, and that is actually illustrated right there a little more clearly than the way I've said it. It's been a while since I've looked at one of these. This has been in production for a while. In fact, all of this is probably going to get redesigned. So you take a point of damage. Oh no, I've been hit. I've taken a point of damage, so I move my heart down 1, and then we continue playing. Now, if my opponent hits me again immediately, then they get to do a multiplier, and that means they do 2 points of damage. I'm really bad at this game. And we play again, and he hits me, or she hits me, or they hit me again. Well, I take 3 points of damage. And this goes up to a multiplier of 5. So these games can be really fast, really short, and a lot of fun. Well, what happens when you defeat your opponent? Well, you get to gloat. Quite a bit, I might add. But this game, like I said, was initially designed to be played at conventions or in the hallways of a school or the playground of a school or college campus, or wherever you and your friends gather. You can play. Now, if you're at a convention and I'm at a convention, odds are there will be a tournament running. So if you defeat your opponent, then you bring him back to Tournament Central, wherever that happens to be. It's probably my booth. And you record your score. At the end of the tournament, person with the highest score wins. Why do they win? Don't know, haven't decided yet. Something fun. But you don't play against just single people. You can gang up on another person. And there are rules for 2 players against 1, 3 players against 1, so forth and so on. And these are encouraged that you create parties. Because in the game, let's open up something here. File, open. And there should be, let's go up 1. Let's go to metal, because, monsters are metal. And there's that guy. open. Let's open one more. Let's open up this guy. Should be. Yes. No, wrong one. Sorry, I'm taking a moment here. It's been a while since I've gone through these files. Open. Well, if it's not that one, should be this one then. Maybe not. Nope, definitely not that one. That's so old it hurts. It's always fun going through files and going, what's going on here? File. Open. Well, it wasn't. It must be 2A. Yes, I'd be correct. So, at a convention, if there's a tournament running, odds are there is somebody running around with a monster button. This is what a monster button looks like. Now, what sets it apart is that there are 2 rings, and the player of the monster starts here, where this dot is. Their health goes around once, goes through the outer ring, twice, then you've defeated it. The problem with the monsters is they win all ties. So that sword on sword thing I was describing, monsters always win. There is no color, even though I have 2 different colors of monsters here. They do not care about your element. They always win ties. So that makes them really dangerous and a lot of fun. So you need to group up on the monsters to complete the quest. And usually a tournament will be a series of quests set up by whoever's hosting the tournament. So that's Battle Badges. And it's a very fun, quick, fast little game. Something I've been toying around with and working on. And so this is part of the packaging for the game. Hi, people. I got my second viewer back. Yay! Hi, second viewer. Hi, first viewer. You guys are really quiet today. Must have been a good night last night, kind of crawling along. Ooh. Lots of fun, I hope. And if I'm too quiet, just let me know. So today it's just a day of messing around with some art. I'm fairly happy with this piece of packaging. I might think about the font here for my quip on the back, just to make it a little easier to read. I think this is not as easy to read as I think it is, and so I will probably play around with this font a little bit. But I don't need to sit here and mess with that. That's kind of like watching paint dry, which I know this group loves watching me do things that take forever. But I think this is good enough for now, and I want to work on a new character. So here we have a sketch that I've done. You can see the rest of the sketch, kind of working out what this character is going to look like. And I've drawn a center line down the body because I think I'm going to mirror this to this. I do like the pose, but the characters for the badges need to be a little more flat on. And I don't know, maybe not. Let's think about this. Because I can draw the face flat on, and the body can be more nuanced. I mean, it's not really a difficult character to draw. We should be done with this character by the end of, well, at least the drawing of the character by the end of this broadcast. Because, like I said, this is mostly robe. Robed characters are fairly quick, really fast to do. So, and I want to kind of keep him simple because he's air, more Shaolin monk. I'll probably use this face over here. Although, I really love the big mustaches. And the big goofy smile on this guy is a lot of fun. But, again, they're looking to one side. This is a little more straight on. We'll see. We shall see. But we have our line. We'll keep that in mind. And we'll lock everything. Let's go ahead and start working on this character. Like I said, it will not take a lot to draw this particular character. I'm probably going to do it the hard way and just kind of draw each line individually instead of kind of taking up my pen and drawing them out. I'm going to try to control my line work a little bit here. So I'm going to start off just kind of drawing the bibs and bobs that I think take to make up this character. And we do have a dividing line, should I decide. But I think for now, we're going to go ahead and use the art as is and see where that takes me. It should not take that long. I mean, I've already drawn him. It's not like I don't know how to draw this guy. Oh, I have a third viewer. Oh my goodness, what am I going to do with myself? Hello, people. I hope everyone's doing well out there. Let's shallow that up a little bit. Where is it? What is going on here? There we go. I don't know why I have this. There we are. And a little more. Whoop. Hi. How you doing, Lori? I am working on Battle Badge stuff for those of you who are just tuning in. And for the rest of us, they're all like, he won't shut up about it. We're doing a little more 2D art today. I don't think I need that line quite as... There we go. We're gonna zook. Working on Battle Badge stuff. See where it takes me today. We're working on an Air Wizard. Yeah, yay, Battle Badges, right? I'm kind of excited to get this going. This will be presented at, hopefully, if everything goes well. There are some production snags I still have to overcome. But in general, this game is ready to go. You saw badges in my hot little hand. And it is something that can go into production fairly easily. See, we've already got him mostly drawn out here. The hard parts are coming up, but like I said, it doesn't take a lot to do these. In fact, I might, let's go ahead and continue with this line. There we go. And yeah. And then we'll draw the hands a little bit separate. There we go. See, look at that. Already I'm halfway there. I'm going to, and we're living on a prayer. Whoa, whoa, living on a prayer. This way you guys can see it a little bit better. Yeah, I'm just going to continue with this. Now, I think what I'm going to do, just for funs and grins, is I'm going to go ahead and draw him out, and then I'm going to go ahead and take that drawing, and I'm going to cut it in half. Or I might just draw what I've got here and cut it in half just to see what it's going to look like, see if it mirrors nicely. And if not, then I will go ahead and draw it like I've got here. But I'm interested in economy. Plus, I do need the characters more flat on. It's boring. Clearly, I could not draw this flat on. I had to draw it at an angle because it was boring. But let's see what we got here. Let's get in here. We're not going to worry about details or anything right now. We are going to draw. Let's go ahead and do this. I know that none of this is going to line up when I cut it in half, and I'm okay with that. Let's take this one and bring it in, kind of showing the fold here, and then this will... Actually, let's go ahead and do the whole thing. Just because it makes life a little easier when trying to do curves. I'm going to draw the whole curve out, and then you can kind of do all the fancy little silly stuff. Like this bit right here. Alright. Hope everyone is enjoying this. Like I said, we'll get back to Onslow. He needs to be rigged and set up for animation so that I can see if I need to continue building on him. But in the meantime, I want to give him a bit of a break. I am a commercial artist, and that is for a fun little project that is going to be a little 3D film. But this is a project for a game that people can hopefully buy. And unlike Scuttled, this one doesn't need funding. So, alright. So I have this side of the gown robe drawn. Let's tweak this just a little bit. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this and copy it, and I'm going to hide that layer. And then we're going to create a new layer. We're going to paste it in place, so as far as we know it's the same layer, but I am going to change it to, I need a different color, so we'll use a purple. Then I'm going to go back down here to this line layer, copy it, and then I'm going to hide it. I'm going to come up here to this layer, which should not be locked, and then we're going to paste that in place. And that's going to effectively cut this character in half for me. And the reason I didn't draw it all out is because it makes this cleanup a little bit easier. So now we have half of him. I'm going to now get rid of the red. Oops, looks like my thing fell, so now there's lots of light floating in here, but we'll deal with that later. On camera weirdness. I'm going to change this to the blue again, just because it's a little easier for you guys to see. And then I'm going to grab this. Then we're going to go modify, transform, flip horizontal. And let's see, we're going to use the neck. And then we're going to hide the reference. And look at it. It's not horrible. Do have to adjust odds and ends. It's the same to this. I know that's not enough. Down. For some reason it just didn't weld. There we go, and then that can go away because we don't need that much symmetry. See how this looks. I mean, not horrible. I don't hate it. And of course, the head's going to cover this up, so I'm not too worried about that line. Alright, let's see here. Let's see how I feel about this. Now to stare intently at it. I mean, it's a direction. I'm not a big fan of it. kind of... I'm not going to say I like it. Don't hate it. I don't like it. And I could probably do some things, but those things would not be any better than the original. So what is this layer? Wait a sec, we're hiding. Oh, that's that layer. So I'm going to trash this layer and bring back our original. And I think I'm going to continue on with the rest of the drawing as intended. Yeah, too soon to tell, but I'm like, I'm at a point, I think I like the little bit of variation in the character chest and arm behind the body, and it's not going to be that critical to the game. It's just you could play this game with no characters on it whatsoever. What's important are these 4 quadrants. You want to make sure that it's clear and you can see what's going on behind the character so that you know where to put your weapons. This is a wizard. This is an expansion character. They have different powers. Now, in the rules, the first wizard shown is a fire wizard. He throws fireballs. This is not a fire wizard, so he has his own set of rules, but the game mechanics remain the same, so he'll have a different bit of flair. For example, fireballs. They do a lot more damage than a sword, but they can only ever do 2 points of damage, so they always do 2 points of damage. Always. They do not get that multiplier where you hit again, you get to add another point. They don't get that ever. However, fireballs cannot be blocked by swords. They pass through them. They can be blocked by a shield, but not by a sword. So that's the mechanic that makes the fireball a little more dangerous. An air wizard, on the other hand, doesn't use fireballs. And we're not going to talk about his powers, or her powers. Because I do think I need to draw some more females for this game. Just keep it equal and balanced. But for this character, let's finish drawing him. And it's not... Okay, we don't want that one. We want this one. Yeah. Now let's just see where this takes us. Just kind of playing around with it a little bit here. Whoop. Nope. I want that there. Nope. Alright, you gonna be like that? Right. There, did it now. Haha. And just kind of playing around. Yeah. Interpreting some of my line weights. Yeah, I think that's better. V. Gotta make sure my fingers are where they belong. There we go. Yeah. Alright, let's go ahead and do the rest of this robe. Line here. Yeah. Add that wrinkle. There, and we might do pretty much sums up the body. Told you, this was not going to take 2 hours to do this. Took me longer to explain the game than it did to draw this guy. Now there are definitely some things that we're going to change and move around. That's why I like working in vectors. But for now, we're going to do this. Alright. So that's the body, details notwithstanding. And we're going to put a gray in here just to give us something to work off of. Let's do a darker gray. Actually, let's do the dark gray for this. Let's do, actually, let's do the really dark gray for this. And this is just strictly to give me something to draw off of. And let me know if, actually, let's do this for the cuffs. Okay, so we know that's all good. So where's a hole in here someplace? It's not letting me fill this. So let's do that, and let's, instead of being a perfect fill, let's just small gaps. Oh yeah, we just had a small gap. Alright. Now this gives me the body, and I really like that. Let's fill the dark. Actually, let's do a little bit darker, because it's more of a shadow color. Bang, let's do that. And this is temporary colors. This is not the colors as is. And then, since we're here, let's go ahead and fill that, just so that we have a little more complete body going on. Yeah, that works. Now we're going to draw, I think we're going to draw some footies, and the feet are going to be easy because they're underneath the robe. Wow, when that thing comes down, I have a shadow from this boom mic on my face. Oops, what am I doing? I'm going to insert a layer, then we're going to drag that layer down here. I'm going to call this feet. Now the feet are going to be fairly easy. I'm going to use a different color. We're going to lock the body. We're going to go ahead and lock the body, and we're going to, yeah, we'll use the ovals tool. It's probably closer. Put you there. Actually, I don't want the inset just yet. Just want the oval. I'm going to get closer to this feel. And then we're going to draw this detail here. Alright. Trying to make me do something I don't want to do. I want that. Now, I need to hide the body because this did not go all the way up. Why am I doing this? No one's going to see it, right? Oh, I want to inset this just a little bit. So I might as well get in here and do it right. We're going to bring this back up to here. We'll add this detail that only we will ever know is there. No one will ever see this. Whoops. Let's draw that out a little bit further. Let's put that there. Like I said, we're the only people on the planet that know this is there. Okay, that is connected. And then again, we will do the fill. And then we will do the light sock color. And because let's just be silly, no one will ever see it, let's do that. And this foot is the wrong foot. Actually, it is the right foot. Let's see. Let me grab this. See how it just looks when I do this. Modify. Transform. Flip. I mean, that could work. Let's get another one in here first. For this foot. And then we'll modify this one. And flip it. And then we will unhide the body. See how this makes us feel. I think that makes me feel pretty good. There we go. I mean, he is an air wizard. Come on. He's got to be floaty. Alright. So, feety done. I'm going to file, save this because we haven't yet. Bad me. Now, do I have a characters? Yes. Okay, cool. He is now officially the Air Whiz. Don't ask him to whiz for you. It's very personal. All right. How's everyone doing out there? You enjoying what I'm working on? Hopefully this gives you a little more insight into my process. We're going to turn the body into just some weak lines. Let's do this. There we go. Let's make those lines something you guys can see a little better. They're just thinner. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to draw the hand over the top. But I need it to match. So, I also probably need a little higher up. We're going to draw the hand in red. Good stuff, removing the mystery of how someone goes from pencil to paper. It's called tracing. I'm not a very good digital artist. I still draw on paper and take it into the computer. There are a lot of ways to get an image from paper to the computer. One of the ways is just to draw on the computer as if it was paper. Procreate's really good for that. A lot of people use that. I think that's what M uses too. And it's a lot of fun. And Spunkat, if you're watching, you better be drawing. Absolutely. Just better be drawing. Let me show you something, guys. I've got another friend who's an artist. Actually, we'll save this from another time. I don't want to put them on the spot. Let's get them to the point where they're happy. But I have another artist who's amazing. I just doodle. I look at the stuff this person draws and goes, why are you not a concept artist at a company? Talk about them later when they give me permission. I don't want to put them on the spot. Okay, let's do hands. Let's pick this big old thumb muscle here. And you know, the nice thing is that when you surround yourself with other people who are better than you, I don't shy away from that. I revel in it. Yeah, I get bummed. I was like, yeah, they're better than me. But that means I just got to get better too. Huh. And that's what they would want for me. They want me to enjoy what I'm doing, and they probably look at my stuff and go, no, man, your stuff's better than mine. And, you know, artists go back and forth like that, but you will find people who are better than you. And you want that. You want to surround yourself with people who are way better than you, because then you grow. Otherwise, you become stagnant. There is always someone more clever and better than you. And you want those people in your life so that you can learn from them and grow with them, not compete against them. Yeah, there is friendly competition, but It's not, I must defeat this person. No, that's not what it's about. It's about learning and growing. And that's what's important. Okay, let's bring this down a little bit. Don't want this completely like a circle, but there we go. Closely like a circle. I don't know if I can pull this off, because this is a single line, single vertex. It may or may not work. No, it's not going to work the way I want. There we go. And then there's and I'm just doing this one as a reference line, because I don't like this finger. This finger does not grok with me, so I am going to do something a little bit different with it. There we go. I like that. And then I'm going to cheat. Watch this. Why draw it all these times when I've already drawn it? Oops. Hey. It's messing with me. Well, hello there, Mare. How you doing? Hope you're doing well and feeling better. I'm over here cheating. I'm only drawing fingers once. And then I am going to turn it into a different color so I can mess with it a little bit more. And turn it out just a hair. And of course we'll do different things with it, but there's that one. Then we're going to drag it over here, turn it into a slightly different color. Oops. Hey, guess what? I did that thing again. And the thing is I'm letting go of my copy button before I finish moving, before I let go of with my mouse, and so it goes, oh, you didn't want to make a copy. And we're going to use blue, and we're going to go Q, and we're going to drag it down just a little bit more, and we're going to add a little more flair to it. And then we're going to remove this line, this line, and then I'm going to erase that line and that line. And I want to keep yeah, I want to get rid of that. And then technically I want to get rid of that. No, I want to keep that line. That line actually works. And then we're going to take this whole thing, which is apparently on the foot level. Let's get rid of it. We're going to go above the body. That's because it's about layers. So this is in front of the sleeve, so it has to be on top of it. Oh, you're doing well, still fighting the dang infection, but you're good. Stay strong, stay positive, stay happy. You are loved. You're deserving of that love. Get better, because we need you in our lives, Mayor. I need all of you in my lives. As I say at the end of my stream, life is hard enough as it is. Let's not beat ourselves up, because we're surrounded by so many people who can nurture us. So those who would tear us down, we just don't need in our lives. Now, sometimes the people who nurture us will tear us down from time to time. They don't mean to. They're having a bad day, and that's when we need to turn to them and nurture them. Unless they're psychic vampires, and that's a whole other story. Going to insert a layer. We're going to call this the forehand, because the other hand we want behind the robe. And so we're going to paste in place, and then we're going to give this a kind of a consistent color. So let's do that, and then I can turn this off there. And I think I need to make some adjustments. Well, maybe not. That'll work. This little gap bothers me a little bit, but I don't think it's... Yeah. Just leave that there. Let's tweak some of these a little bit. not quite identical. And then there is a line for the wrist going up the arm here. And then I'm going to mirror, actually, you know, let's cheat even more. I'm going to grab this line, you know, deselect, hide, come up here to the hand. I'm going to paste that line in place, make it red so I can spot it. And then I want to get rid of this. Alright, so that gives me, and then I can make this whatever color it needs to be. I'm going to leave it red for now. And then that means I can give this kind of the fill for the hand. And now I'm going to look at it. You're welcome, Mirror. You deserve all the love you can get. I'm not loving that hand. So we're going to take this and turn this into red as well. That way I can take all of this and make some adjustments. I don't think it's at a comfortable angle. And it needs to be just a little thicker. I'll bring this out a little bit, and then that can go there, like that. That's better. Now I can put a red line here for the wrist, more like that. All that laziness wasted. Now I actually have to do work. When will I learn? It doesn't have to be 100% perfect. There we go. That feels better to me. This line still bugs me a little bit. I think what it is I don't like the way it connects here. So if I do that, there, that just feels better to me. Alright, let's save, and then we're going to come over here and we're going to draw this backhand a little bit. Oh, not just a little bit, we're going to draw it a lot because there's a lot to it. Again, we're going to take the body, we're going to hide that, we're going to lock everything that we don't need locked. Whoops, I said lock, not hide. Alright, so now I'm going to insert a layer. I'm going to call it the backhand. Dun-dun-dun. And I think I'm just going to start with a circle on this one. Just going to draw kind of a circle here to get me started. Yeah, that'll work, because it's going to be hidden by the sleeve, so I don't have to go completely perfect with it. I'm going to draw to what's being seen, not because I have this bad habit of overdrawing, and I need to really stop. So we're going to do this, and again, we're going to give it that little bloop, and there. We're going to go doo-doo-doo-doo, doo-doo-doo-doo. Cartoonists do with sound effects. And send this just a little bit. Just a hair. I want to add a little bit of a knuckle to this. And here we go. About there. And then we're going to do the same thing as we're going to copy this finger, because there's no reason to draw it over and over and over again. Oops. Man, I gotta really get that down. And again, we're going to turn this into another color, which just makes it easier for me to manipulate and clean up. I don't have to do this, but it does make life easier. this one is. And we are going to do that. And so now if I double click, I get just that instead of the whole thing. And then we're going to make this yet another color. Again, just make it easier to manipulate. Put this into place over here. He's flaring his fingers just a little bit. So let's there. Alright, now we're just going to clean this up. Get rid of the fingers we don't need. Decide to use this for something else a little bit further down the road. Now we just need to do the thumb. Let's see. I'm gonna give him the thumb. Whole thing, give it a consistent color, and then let's see if we can actually fill it. There we go. Now we'll take the body and see how this looks. I'm thinking we're there. What do you guys think? I mean, it's a variation of the sketch. A little bit. Originally we were going to come down the center, make them very symmetrical. It just didn't work for me. I'm okay with this, but until I get them on a badge, I don't know. I may go, probably because I really should have the hands up higher, maybe, which I've given myself room to do that because I've put everything on layers. So I can move things where I want them, then adjust the arms themselves. I can move the hands a little bit where I want them if they're not exactly where I think they need to be placed. The feet are easy enough, just kind of, they're just floating there. So I think this is a good start, and even if it's not exactly what I need, I can manipulate this a little bit. So I'm good with that. I may even copy the one arm over, and just so I can adjust it, but it'll be put behind the robe. Are there other ones are full front, or do they have slight angles? Well, they tend to be front on for the most part, but they don't have to be. For example, this character here is not front on. It's a monster, so it's unique. And this is kind of what the wizard would be like, would be something along these lines here. Now the other monster is dead on. Actually, he's not as dramatic. I think he needs more dramatic drapery, but I've always liked my Phantom. So stylistically doesn't really matter, or mechanically doesn't really matter. Mechanically, it does not matter if the character is front on or at a slight angle like this one, but stylistically they have up till now been, I love her, but she's boring. She's a little boring. He's not as boring, but he's clearly flat. You know, in fact, when I drew this, I literally drew half and flipped it. There's no difference between right or left on this character. It's all about the coloring and, of course, the head. Sorry about the snort. And then this guy was pretty much the same, but he has a little, the way he's been shaded, he's a little turned. So I haven't figured this out, and the nice thing about this game is I can add characters over time, and they can be other fighters, and they can be other blues. It's like I'd like to get a nice female ice warrior, I'd like to get a female fire warrior, I'd like to get a male nature warrior, and I'll add to these. And these are the three that will start the game with. The other thing is that could be argued is, where is it? The expansion characters can be more unique, making them more collectible. We'll just see how many things I can grind out. But first we have to sell the original game to see if people even want to play this. And I think people will. I played this when it came out many years ago, and me and my friends had a ball. And one of the reasons the game was even created was, at the time, it was the time of Killer by Steve Jackson Games, or you guys might remember the movie Tag, where you would take dart guns and things like that, and you run around convention spaces and try to eliminate one another. Well, in this day and age, that's a good way to get shot in real life. You know, that's a good way to shut down an event and ruin it for everybody. We don't want that. We want to participate in these events. So Battle Badges is a very polite way of having this wonderful competition of A against B, B against C, C against A in a round-robin elimination without interrupting anything. There are no gun-shaped props. There are no bomb-shaped props. There's nothing here. I mean, the most vicious weapon that is this big. I mean, I don't know anyone who's going to be threatened by a sword that big. So, this is a good way to play with your friends and be as non-disruptive as possible to whatever event that you're at, because you're sitting here, oh, you got me, oh, I got you, you know. That's the most disruptive this game is going to be. So you can still have your game of competition as you roam around looking for other people who are playing this game and not cause the event to have an issue. So I'm discovering a flaw in my mechanics here, so, or in my finishing processes. So having characters that have different abilities and drawn slightly differently, that are more dynamic than the basic fighters, I think is okay. So having him at a slight angle, and it is only slight, I'm going to take the face and make it a little more flat. So he's kind of like this as opposed to this, but he is still looking where he needs to be, and that's where we are. I think once we get a head or a face figured out, okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 faces here. The one that's on him, this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3, number 4, number 5. Just off the top of your heads, which ones do you like the best? I know which one I'm leaning up to 2 of them. I like the goofy smile of 5. 1 works for me. 2 works for me. I love the mustaches, but 4, huh? 1, 2, 3, 4. Really? This dude here? Mustache. It does make it less Avatar, but he's really turned. I'd have to work on him. Okay, we have a vote for 4. Oh, and you're the only one here, so you're the only one who gets the vote. I see how it is. Well, let's take a look at what it will take to fix that. Okay, hang on. down here and look at him. So this is the one you like. Well, there's a couple of things. I don't know how well he's going to translate with me doing it this way, but let's go down this rabbit hole and see what we come up with. Mustache, yeah, that mustache, and I would use this half of the mustache too. All right, hang on. Let's see what kind of personality we can get out of this real quick without having to go to a full redraw. And let's grab, since we're doing this front on, let's grab the ear. I think his ears need to be smaller than I've got them drawn too, just because I think that would be funnier. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to try to mirror this. Let me get a red line down the center. Just want to see, because technically this head is not straight. So, yeah, I was afraid of that part, but I don't know, that might give more. All right, let's do that. This will be entertaining. Now we're doing this on the backhand layer, but that's okay for the moment. Let's see how silly this is, because this will give him a real pear-shaped head. I might like this. Good foundation for that mustache. Transform. Let's flip this bad boy. Oh, that's a little probably too much head. That's for a much heavier set character, in my opinion. All right. So let's delete this. And let's adjust this. A little more like that. Let me get a... There. I think that would work a little bit better. And do-do-do-do-do. So glad we had this time together. Oops, oops, oops. Not a line transform. Dink. Now he's still going to have quite a wide head, but we're going to team it just a little bit. That's not bad for a foundation. Let's drag him over here. That's not bad at all. I think we can work with that. Now let's draw that red line again. You like that, huh? We're going to play around with him a little bit. Give him a... Work on the schnoz just a little bit. All right. Actually, I want that. All right, see how this is going to work. This is probably going to end poorly for me. I'm trying to be lazy a little bit here. I mean, I'm trying to work smarter. Yeah, that's it. Well, that's different for me. All right. Let's take this object. Let's move it away from the mustache. Because we now must make the mustache. Just to see how this whole thing is going to work. I think it needs a little overlap, to be honest. Ooh. Ah, there's a stash. Give it a little preference to one side. We'll see how it looks when we get him on him. Because we still got this amazing set of eyebrows to do here. Herk. 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 Heek. Because they are massive eyebrows. Let's put those here. Horizontal. It looks like a Muppet. Hey. Well, you're right. I mean, you're not wrong. All right. Here's where some of the fun will come. Dink, 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 dink. All right, so now go away. And we're going to go all the way up here to the body, and we're going to create a head layer. And paste in center. Let's give the head one consistent color. Well, that's a character for sure. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Wowzers. All right, let's get a neck on him. Throw some faux color on him. All right. Are you happy with that? Here, let's... Don't care about the line. We do care about that. Actually, let's take it to a more finished state. Something about turning everything black lines just makes it feel a little more finished. Don't know what it is about that. I mean, I figured it was just, you know, having a consistent color, but no, something about the black lines. And then we're going to get rid of the reference and the line. And this is the character you decided you liked. Is this what we want? And he looks a little more about right. You know, the size of that head, I think his hands are too small. So we're going to go to the forehand. I'll leave the wrist where it is. We're going to wrist palms right about there. He needs bigger hands. I think that needs to happen. And then the backhand needs to grow from there. It's not good. Whoops. How did we miss that one? Back over here. Back of the hands there. And then maybe much bigger. I think he needs meatier hands just because. Oops. Personally, love it. Alright, so this is the first of our air wizards. Now, what may have to happen once I get them on the badge is I may have to take these hands and raise them up. And if that's the case, then we'll take the color out of these sleeves and we'll rotate them where we need them. I think they'll be okay. Even if we just move the front hand up, I think that'll work. All right. So, Air Wizard's going to be bluish. It's going to be a blue color. So, I know we have these guys in here. Let's close these down. I like him, but we're going to keep that. We're going to get rid of nature and fire. We're going to keep ice as a reference. And let's see if I have a generic ice background. Actually, first let's save this. Whoops. File save. Alright. And we'll play around with the looks of him. File open. We need a badge for him. So let's come over to the stone badges. And I don't think I have a generic ice. So we're going to open this one up. We're going to go File, Save As, and we're going to call this one Air. Save that. And there's AirWiz. Now we're going to find the character. I have a lot of layers. There's the character. He goes away. Now we're going to take AirWiz and we're going to convert him into a symbol that we can manipulate. Okay, I don't need those anymore. And he's far from finished, clearly. Let's go copy these frames. We're going to Control F8. whiz, boom. We're going to drop all of those into place. We're going to come back to the scene and drag him into the scene. Yeah, he's going to be much bigger. That's okay. Fairly good with that. Make it look like he's floating a little bit more. That should be a center there. I'm not too upset at the hand placement, but let's play with it a little bit. So we're going to see this is now the Air Whiz. Save. And let's get in here and play with it a little bit. So, forehand. What happens if we just bring it up and then backhand? You know, I'm not too upset about that. Now I'm doing this so that I can make adjustments. I'm going to probably have to redraw this back garment, or this back arm. Right now I'm separating them out so I can adjust their placement. And let's just see what we'll see here. Now we're going to rotate on the shoulder. See if I do that. Means I'm going to have to bend the arm a little bit. Wrist piece anymore. So put that there. This is why I overdraw. Remember, I said we never see the back of the hand? Well, there's a little bit of the back of the hand popping out if I do it this way. And of course, then I just have to draw the rest of the sleeve. Sorry. I'm not talking a lot right now. Trying to decide what lines I'm keeping, what lines I'm moving. Excuse the pun, there are a lot of moving parts. I think my computer's having issues. Yeah, it's trying to keep up with me. Come on. Actually, let's just delete that. Wow, something's going on. It does not like me right now. All right. Major lag. Hope you guys are seeing this all okay. Thanks for the close-ups. Alright, I think that's not bad. Sorry, trying to get everything to look right. There we go. Hey, Spunkat, how you doing? I was just talking about you earlier. I was going to show off your work, but I thought I'd wait and get your permission to do it later. Because right now we're working on battle badge stuff. But I'm so glad you made it. Oh, all good things. All good things. Other than I have to fly to Canada to kick your butt, but, you know, all good things. I am not liking this line anymore. So I think what we're going to do is see how I feel about this line instead. That gives me a reason to see, oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I can guarantee that as well. All right. I'm not loving that shoulder piece anymore. So, let's undo some of this. Part of that is the way the collar was designed. because it was designed for that other pose. So what needs to happen is this. Let's make that go away. And we're going to hide the head. Boy, lag up. And we're going to redraw a lot of this because this is a new design, a new angle, so we're just going to kind of do that for now. I'm being lazy, I know. No, that didn't work the way I wanted. Wow, there is something causing me some fierce lag. Come on, there we go. I think it's because I'm zoomed in. There's a lot of artwork in the back of this piece. But put that there. You gonna catch up? You gonna catch up? Draw those lines? Do that thing? Apparently not. Alright. We're better now? Okay, I like that better. And then we're going to... When you're done, thank you, computer. This is an 8-year-old computer. Maybe older than that. So, it's persnickety. That's what it is.
Stop it. Stop it.
I'm waiting for it to catch up. We done? We good? Alright, let's put you there. There we go. And then we'll snap this down to here. Maybe. Work with me, computer! I didn't ask you to move. I asked you to... I didn't want the whole line to move. I just wanted the Bezier point to move. Come on. There you go. Who's a good computer? Here we go. Alright. Let's bring that head back in. Alrighty, so now, this is what I was talking about, having to adjust the arms and everything. So now, I think we're cooking with gas. Yes. Alright, so let's fill this again. And we're doing a nice slightly darker, this is not the colors this character is going to be. This is just to help me lay it out a little bit. Alrighty, and then the body can all be black lines. Now let's see, if this is what we want on here. Spirit Magic Helmet. Then we're going to tweak those feet just a little bit. Lock everything but the feet. I'm going to take this footy. We're going to put his ankle there. We're going to kick him out just a little bit, because he's floating a little more aggressively than the original picture. And let's kick the feet out just a little bit. There, a little more dynamic pose, I think. It's like, oh! Everyone's kung fu fight. Never mind. Apparently I don't get to zoom in. Fine. Alrighty, so here's the start of a new character. Bring him down just a little bit. And I think... There we go. What do you guys think? start of an air wizard. Although I was wanting to do one where he's got his feet curled up and he's just kind of floating, doing the llama 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 pose, but we shall see. We shall see. Alright. What kind of colors I got laying around here? I do have a skin tone. Let's throw some faux color on him and see what happens. Just gonna get started here. Doink. Unlock. Oh. Would it help if I did this? Here we go. Dink. I light my stuff from the upper right corner just for consistency. Let's zoom in here and doink, dink, dink. Excuse me. There we go. We'll have to tweak the neck a little bit. Air Wizard. What color is his hair? I know his eyes. We've got the eyes figured out. I mean, that was a given. And then I think a very pale version of that. I'm just playing with colors right now. Nothing set in stone. You know he is on stone. Oh, wait, let's unlock everything. Let's see what else we got going on here. And blinding gray. Is there such a color as blinding gray? Oh my goodness. Well, let's do that real quick and see how we feel about that. I mean, he's got shadows that needs to be added. Blondish, all right. Key lines could be done differently. I mean, it's also details like he's got a piece on the chest, maybe a fan. Just kind of playing around with him. Needs something more dramatic than the gray. Well, let's talk about robe colors. Maybe that'll give us an idea what to do with that magnificent stash, which could be bigger. I could make it bigger. Need to look at one of the other characters real quick. I think I did something with their art. Let's look at nature real fast. Did I? Yes, I did do that. So let's do that to him and let's see if that helps. See how the line work reflects the color inside. We're gonna... This is it here. Yeah. Uh-oh. I may have promised something I can't deliver. But first things first. Yeah, I'm not liking the backhand right now. Need some love. It's just not, I'm just not feeling it. So let's stop real quick. quick. And let's clean this up. And then let's... quite what I had in mind, but that'll work. Betor. Getting there. First things first, let's do this. Do that just yet. Lag. Does not like to be zoomed in this much. Definitely does not like to be zoomed in this much. Fix the eyes here in a little bit. Buggy! Laggy! Laggy, 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 laggy. Painfully laggy. Alright. Break out here. Gives us a little better idea what the art style looks like. There we go. And now we'll sit and stare at him for a minute. You like it, huh? Well, it's a start. It's a start. I'm not sure I like the colors just yet. I'm not sure what kind of textures we're going to do on him, but it's a start. So let's go ahead and save it before something happens and crashes. This thing is acting buggy as heck. Let's see, this is her, so let's get rid of that. Probably doesn't like having all these. Now, this is our original, so let's go ahead and save him and close him out, and then these are our backer cards, which this is ultimately the level of polish I want to give that character, or something like that. Let's go ahead and file and save this out. And this is, for those of you who are just joining, once you get textures in, yeah, I'm hoping it will, thank you. This is the backer cards. This is the packaging for the game. Battle badges. Which, here's one right here. Very shiny, but there it is. Which we're going to be working to introducing at Phoenix, not Phoenix, at Tucson Comic Con. Which, battle badges. And then the next one will be Tucson Comic Con, which is in September. 2nd through the 4th. So, yay! Here we go. Alright. Oh, what are we going to do with this guy? To give him white beard. What to do, what to do, what to do. Do. Not liking that line right there. So we're going to make some adjustments. Actually, I don't mind that line. We are going to make this black. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. Now I want this to be thicker. Wow. Way not to roll with a punch there, computer. Go away. Spline's hard. Yes, they are. There we go. Alrighty. Well, let's give him a blindingly white stash and eyebrows. Let's do this. Do this. Do this. Do this. Let's use that. It's not horrible. I'm still not digging the colors of the robe. What colors? What colors? I mean, those are just thrown on colors for now. We feel like the stash is appropriate. This nice shocking white. And if so, then I'll add a little bit of detail in it. But I want to figure out what color it's going to be. Are we talking about the stash or are we talking about the robe? Cool tone charcoal. Oh. Oops. There he is. Sorry. I forget to flip between things. This is why I need a live editor. Alright, should be able to see something now. Gave him shocking white. And you're saying cool tone charcoal. Are we talking the mustache or the robes? I'm going to keep the white. And let's... It's a good blue. And let's come up... Hello? Robe accents. Okay. Hang on. I am trying... My computer just spit up the ghost there for a second. I'm going to use this desaturated, cool, kind of a bluish charcoal. And you're saying do it for the accents like this. I originally was going to do him in a dark, but don't like the accents or just the robe as much. This is me thinking out loud here. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to mess with this just a little bit. I'm going to create a radial gradient. And we're going to make it 3 colors. The first color is going to be, well, we're going to go ahead and grab this as the color palette at the moment, which is pretty much the same color. But now we're going to take this color and I'm going to lighten it up to here. I'm going to take this color, I really like that, and then we're going to, hopefully this is working the way I think it's going to work. We're going to select everything here. Light's going to hit him on this shoulder. Okay, so it's backwards. So I need to fix that. Okay. And we're going to deselect. And then let's grab all these colors here. Oops. This one's going to be tough. There we go. And let's make them play with that. Oh, you think the outline should be the charcoal? Oh, you don't like the charcoal as much? Oh, I'm starting to dig it now. Let's just play with it though. Let's see, this needs to be much darker for the moment, but I need it in a blue. I need bluish tones on him in general. Still be darker. And we're just kind of playing around with it. The gradient makes it, it helps. It will help. I'm not sold on this color combination just yet, but he needs to be visible at about that size. So he needs to have a pretty solid silhouette at this size. That's a little bit smaller than actual size. So, well, let's save out our wizard friend here until we're 100% certain this is what we want to do with him. What kind of just random textures do I happen to have sitting in the library? I have that. Chainmail, I have some chiseled slate. These are things I've imported in. I just happen to have in here. I thought I might mess with. It would be interesting. And that's one of those. Is that a? We'll make it one if it's not. Okay, that's picture. So I need picture. Cool, that's what I need. All right. We're gonna play around with the body now. We're going to insert a layer. We're going to call it body mask. Now, this is literally nothing set in stone. I am going to now create another layer on top of that. And then we're going to say, body mask, what are you? You are going to be just this. I think that's what I want. Control C. So I'm going to come up here to body mask and I'm going to place it exactly where the other one is, but I'm going to turn it this horrible color here so that I know it's a mask layer. And I'm going to say it's a mask layer by coming down here and saying mask. Now, on this layer, which shouldn't be locked, I'm going to drag this texture and I'm going to play around with it a little bit and see if it's anything that's going to work. Now, right now, you're like, what the hell, right? I don't blame you. But we're going to play around with overlays, like a darken. So that's not what I want. Multiply is not what I want. Screen? Nope. I'm just trying to get a kind of a light texture, kind of like that. And I'm not going to stay there. Let's see what a hard light looks like. No. Additive. No. Washes it out way too much. Subtractive. Interesting, but not what I want. I think I liked the overlay. Now, I'm going to lock it just to see what it looks like there. Okay, not great, not horrible. We're going to unlock it, and then we're going to give it another property. We're going to use an alpha so that's not so much of it in there, just a hint. And let's move it around, see if we get something a little more interesting. Let's go back, and it's a very subtle detail. May not read once it's printed, so it's an idea. I don't think it's the end-all be-all of what we want here. So I'm going to leave it there, though, because I've got another idea. I'm going to steal from another piece of artwork. So first, we're going to save this. Now, let's oh, we've gone 2 hours. We're 5 over. I was having fun. How about you guys? Okay, I'm going to take a couple of minutes, see if I can pull this off. I'm going to go File, Open, Flash. I hope Doprax is up here. If not, then we'll do this another time. I don't think Doprax is here. Let's go to Dungeon Notes, Character Concepts, Dragonborn. I think he has what I want. He's going to have this scalped, yeah, see his cloak here? I think that might look good. Of course, now I have to find cloak. Nope. Cloak front. There's a lot of overlay. Okay, there's the cloak. Sort of. Don't want that. Don't want that. I want that. Come here, you. We're going to steal that. And we're going to come over here and we're going to try that on him. We're just going to try something real fast. Since we already have a layer going on, we're going to insert a layer over the top of that gradient. We're going to paste this design, which is about the right size on him. Lock it down. Now, like I said, we still have shading and things to do, but I might make that a little more prominent. What do you guys think about that? All two of you. Let's do a herk on just the character here. So there's probably things here that, oh, you like that? All right. I'm going to play with it a little bit. Because this was set up for a different piece of art. So we might bring the alpha out a little bit more. What was the color factor? Overlay. Let's look at our choices. Layer doesn't do squat. Darken doesn't have an effect we want. Multiply is not any better. Lighten, interesting, but not what I want. Screen, same as that. I think it was on overlay to begin with, which adds more of the blues, which is kind of what I'm looking for, is something to enhance the blues. Yeah, that way, that's just not going to work, and I know subtractive isn't going to do what I want. So we're going to go back to overlay and lock it down again. Let's take a look. Yeah, I'll play with that. I might have to throw some more, well, I'm here. Heck, it's easy to do it. There's the stone. We don't want that. We want the grunge. Let's throw the grunge in here real fast. And we're going to add another layer. We're going to throw the grunge on here. Just make them a little more texture. And this will be lightened up quite a bit, but I kind of want to get some of this on here, and I think this one's going to be probably also an overlay. There's no effect, so why is that so... Oh no, no. Additive, nope. Is it multiply? Nope. Nope. Screen, nope. Just trying to find the ones I like. Subtractive, nope. Alright, well, let's do an overlay. Wow, I wish there was a way to punch that up, because you just can't see what's going on that much with an overlay, and there's no alpha on this. No. Hard lights, maybe if I do it, if I tint it a nice blue, and then turn this into an advance, and then torque that down just a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Not horrible, but definitely something to come back to. And then I have to put in all my hand shadowing and stuff like that on top of it, so that may not be a bad place to start with the base. Just for things that are laying around in an existing file. Alright. Alright, it's supposed to be like that. Got it. Let's put this back to fit in the window. This is where we're going to stop today. I've run over by 11 minutes, which was a surprise. I was really into this. I was having a really good time, but it does show how long some of this stuff takes. Longer than you think. I was subjected to a phenomenon called flow, where, oh, this will just take a minute, and 3 days later, where'd everybody go? So I'm going to leave it off here. We're going to save the file. I'm going to work on it some more because I really want to get a few more characters ready. I don't think that this character will ship with the game in September, but I want to be able to go, and there's more. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you guys very much for this ride. I do appreciate you guys and love and respect you all. And having said that, you guys are loved. You are deserving of that love and very worthy of the love. Not just from me, but from everybody around you. The world is tough enough as it is. We don't need to beat ourselves up further. So in the meantime, love you guys. Thank you for letting me get this out of my system and kind of play around with some game components. Thank you for your support and your love of me. And until next week, I'll see you then. Thank you guys very, very much.